Houston station, we are ready for the event.
Fox News Digital, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
Station, this is Matt Leach. How do you hear me?
We've got you loud and clear. Welcome to the International Space Station.
Thank you. It's a privilege to speak to you both. Thank you for taking the time. I'll start with my first question. You both traveled to the ISS on a SpaceX rocket. How has space travel changed from your perspective since the introduction of commercial spaceflight?
Yeah, thanks, Matt. So, as you know, in the past, it was mostly just government entities. And now, as you said, we have the commercial sector building and flying rockets on their own. I personally think it's really advantageous because there are strengths and weaknesses for both NASA and the government and a commercial entity such as SpaceX. And I think they fill each other's gaps and kind of enhance each other's strengths in a very helpful way.
And we also we see a lot more opportunities where, in the beginning perhaps it was millionaires coming up here, but now we start to see a lot of government astronauts from smaller countries that don't necessarily have a well-established space agency. They're able to take advantage of these commercial flights and join us on the International Space Station to conduct their own research and technology programs. And I think that's a very positive development in the sense that we see a lot of people from new nations joining us up here on the International Space Station.
Thank you. My next question is for both of you. The phrase "the right stuff," used in literature and movies, has been used to describe the qualities needed to become an astronaut. What is your definition of the right stuff, and do you think that it is different now than it was in decades past?
Yeah, to some extent, I think definitely the right stuff has changed somewhat. In the beginning, spaceflight was very, very experimental, and typically it was characterized by short, high-risk flights. Today, we see much longer duration missions on board the space station, which means that interpersonal skills play a much bigger factor in the selection of astronauts. We have to be able to work together successfully for 6 months, sometimes up to a year at a time on board the International Space Station. And so I think there's a lot more focus on teamwork, on communication skills, and just in general what we might call interpersonal skills.
Yeah, I second everything Andy just said. It's definitely, I think, changed over time, and that aspect of it, the teamwork aspect of it, and being willing to compromise. We're living and working up here for about 6 months together is really important. And you have to be a bit of a jack of all trades nowadays. Here on station, if something breaks, we're the ones to fix it. If someone's not feeling well, we're the ones to take care of them. We're performing science. That's the main objective of the International Space Station. So you have to be a bit of a jack of all trades, but those interpersonal skills are really what defines the right stuff, I think.
Great. My next question is for both of you. The world has been glued to social media and TV, watching the events play out in Israel and Gaza in real time over the last week. How do you process an event like that from your perspective, being on the International Space Station?
That's a really good question. I think one of the things we experience up here is a different perspective of the world, of our planet. A lot of people call it the overview effect. We see the Earth as a single planet that we all share together.